Hello, everybody. It is me, Pacific, and it's that time of month again where we're going to talk about Craigslist finest women that you just can't say no to. The kind of women that meet Proverbs 31, the virtuous woman. But first, let me show you something. I got a holster. Check this out. Draw, partner. Draw. Armed with a banana. Oh my. I'm going to share with you something. Well, wait. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's check this out. Today's Craigslist. Looking for a texting buddy that could possibly become a long-term relationship. 28 Denver. Pretty picture of a woman. Not sure why I was flagged, but I am looking for a texting buddy that could possibly become more. I have a horrible work schedule lately, so it's a little hard to get out and meet new people. I'm not looking for a friends with benefits, and I'm not trying to exchange nude pictures. Please don't even ask. I am a relationship kind of gal. Smiley face. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I work a lot, and I don't like drama. Let's stop right there. Usually those that are saying that probably have drama. I am very honest, maybe a little too honest sometimes. I'm most definitely a Sagittarius. Viewers, what does one's horoscope have to do with any reality? Red flag. Superstitious. I believe in the zodiac. Okay. I'm not a fan of smoking, anything, or any kind of drugs. I'm fun enough without them. My ex-husband and I get along great, so still please be okay with that. He is a great man, just not a great husband. Just mentioning that it's going to be a turnoff that we feel the need to tell other men that he's a great man, just not a great husband. I'm not sure why that's in there. Feel free to email me, or we can message on, and gives her email on Kik. Also, I am looking for someone hopefully between 26 and 35. It's funny that people put in these age restrictions. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have their boundaries. The Art of the Date, 26 Southeast Denver. Worth a shot, right? I have no plans for the next few months, so I'm trying to fill my evenings after work with adventure. This year I want to be different. I want to try new things with someone new. I don't know who that will involve, but I'm interested in trying to find out. I want to go to each of the 38 essential restaurants in Denver. I want to go to Red Rocks for the Fray or Pretty Lights. Does craft beer tasting and show appeal to you? Viewers, Pacific says no. You drank beer, you're out. How about the Great American Beer Festival? Oh, here we go. Do you think the Food and Wine Festival in Aspen sounds like fun? Still kicking myself I didn't get tickets. Or how about Wicked at the Denver Theater? Dancing, karaoke, movies, Planet of the Apes, or Jupiter Ascending. I'm looking for someone who is comfortable experiencing what Denver has to offer just as much. Someone who is comfortable taking a spontaneous hiking trip or kayaking a reservoir. If you love something about Colorado, I want to share it with you. If you are new here, let's share a new experience. Bonus points for a great idea. Well, now that you know what I'm looking for, what about me? I am 5'4", love to laugh, and in my mid-20s, active, seeking the same, educated, open-minded, and temptingly cute. It's summer and time for fun. I question viewers, educated, and I question open-minded, and I question temptingly cute. Already we have very high opinion of oneself. She shows a picture from the neck down with cleavage showing. If you are interested and good company, shoot me an email. I will respond to those with something to say and a picture. I will not respond if there is no picture Please, no sexually explicit photos. I am not looking for NSA or hookups. Also, generally, I am not interested in anyone younger than 26 or older than 36. No alcoholics, no married men. Height, weight, proportion, 420, okay. Liability. I wouldn't even respond to the ad. The other thing I noticed in that is all the things she wants to do cost, other than the hiking, cost money, which, of course, the man is going to have to pay for all that, right? Lunch and a movie tomorrow, 41, Denver Metro. The woman is quite large. Happy Saturday. Sadly, I worked all day long and was thinking it would be nice to get out and do something fun tomorrow. Maybe lunch at a movie or possibly the Chalk Festival downtown. Me, 41, 5'10", and a curvy size 12. Please reply with a picture and include Sunday in the subject. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. And she's got that initial of her letter with that tilde after it, like that. Eesh. I mention that, viewers, because women are different than men, and that's okay, but there are certain things I look at that show that I'm all about me, and I think I'm pretty cool. People ask me, do you have a problem with a woman who has healthy self-esteem? And I said no, but most of them don't. They have arrogance. Looking for you, 43, Denver. I am seeking a Caucasian male to hang out with and see what might develop. Not looking for an instantaneous relationship. That will evolve in its own time if it is meant to be. But like myself, you must be open to a long-term relationship. I'm single, not looking for a husband or live-in. Independent to a fault. Red flag. Employed. Don't live paycheck to paycheck. See, when I see something like that, she's inferring she doesn't want a man who lives paycheck to paycheck. Red flag number 2, college educated. Red flag number 3, homeowner, car, and no criminal record. These seem to be high priorities on this site. I only drink socially, do not smoke, and have never partaken in any types of illegal drugs. I have a great sense of humor, sarcastic at times, and I can banter with the best of them. I am open to trying new things as I love an adventure. Road trips with no destination in mind are always fun. I am only looking for one single, no married or involved with someone else guy to hang out with. Please be between 35 and 53. A non-smoker, over 5'11". Red flag. Over 5'11". And Caucasian. No offense to anyone, just my personal preference. I'd appreciate seeing a photo of yourself should you choose to respond, and I'll send you a photo of myself and my response to you. Have a great day. I bet you $1 million if she's not interested in you, you're not going to get a photo of her. I wouldn't want one. Too many red flags. Let's see. Looking for someone to hang out with. Here's a picture of a very, very heavy girl with a very toughy look on her face, not smiling. Hi, I just moved out here to Littleton and looking for friends or maybe relationship. And only guys 20 to 31. THX. Most send pics with email or I will not reply. Not must. And PLZ, put your age in the subject line so I know you're real. Here, stuff about me. I'm from Az. I like movies, video games, comic books. I have tattoos. I love rock music. Okay, folks, Pacific is going to shred this one. I like movies, video games, comic books. I have tattoos. I love rock music. You know what? Yeah, she is huge. She's got a black Megadeth style shirt on with the horrible dripping paint effect. This woman is quite large. She's got Pokemon stuff tattooed to her arm. Gosh, amazing. She's got 6 pictures of herself, and not one of them is flattering. Friendship, dating, adventures, 28-year-olds. Here's a picture of what looks like Wilma. No, what is this? The Little Mermaid? Smoking a cigarette. Flagged. Tough crowd, I guess. Please, if you have a girlfriend, a wife, or kids, I'm not really interested in companionship with you. So here am I. Here I am, completely lost in the adult dating world. I've been single for a year now, and I'm having a blast discovering myself, but I crave male companionship every now and again. I miss courtship. I miss the new jokes and stories from a blossoming friendship. I'd like someone to see casually, a few dates, a few laughs. I'm not looking for marriage or kids. I'm looking for friendship, possibly leading to romance. Ah, okay, so we just basically want a long-term friends with benefits. About me, I'm from Florida, and I've been in Colorado since 2007. I'm a receptionist, admin at a medical cannabis dispensary. Oh, there's a big red flag. On Broadway, and I wait tables at a market fresh fish company on the weekends. I love dogs. Red flag number 2. Cooking, enjoying new restaurants, random drives, camping, hiking, and spontaneous adventures. What I really love is off-roading 4x4 trails. Okay, guys, Pacific's going to weigh in, and some of you guys are going to go, come on, Pacific. I have a hard time with women that are into four-wheeling and getting out in the dirt. And the reason why is women just are getting too much into men's stuff, and women aren't getting into women's stuff. I like a guy's world to be a guy's world, and I like a woman's world to be a woman's world, and I want a woman because she's a woman. I love driving and I love road trips. I dig electronic music and enjoy going to Tuesday at Cervantes. I'm also a pretty good poker player. I like going to Black Hawk on overnights. Ooh, another red flag gambler, though I haven't been in a while. The comped rooms are helpful and convenient if you're running any Jeep trails the following morning. I'm smart and witty, but shy and reserved at first. I like to make silly jokes and ad-lib songs and goofy stuff like that. I'm not really a girly girl. Yeah, I got that. All the time. I'm a feminine tomboy, if that makes sense. I'm a homebody and a working woman. I don't fear the furnace, a lawnmower, or the oven. I'm a pothead for sure. Don't drink booze ever. No cigs, no hard drugs. I'm not easy. So if it's one night stand that's being sought, you likely won't find it here, but since we're on topic, romantically speaking, I prefer a dominant, adventurous partner in bed. Yes, I have pics. Yes, I'm real, and really in Denver, near Glendale. No, I don't want your credit card number because I'm not a bot. Thanks for looking. Yikes, run. By the way, Denver has become a haven for more and more people moving out here because of the lax pot laws. Lonely, ambitious, beautiful girl with lots to offer seeks a good man. Red flag right in the title. Beautiful, good girl. Hi there. So just read it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You're not for me then. Okay. Number 2, attitude is already coming on here. Okay. So I'm a struggling college kid with the American dream, trying desperately to make something of my life and achieve happiness. I am 21 years old and have come to find normal relationships do not exist within our generation. You got that right, honey. They just don't. We live in a society where instant gratification is what it's all about, and sex is that. Don't get me wrong, sex is great. But am I so crazy as to want it to mean more than that? Just sex? Isn't it better when you love that person and know what excited them? Knowing you're the only one they're touching and loving, is that idea so far-fetched and crazy? I just want a guy who's genuinely good, not the typical arrogant, selfish jerk. Gee, lady, that's what I'm looking for in a woman, and I can't find it. I need a soldier who's going to fight for me and protect me, not throw me to the wolves. Yeah, but what about us men? We're being thrown to the wolves, sweet lips. So if this happens to interest you, email me back. If not, again, really don't care. Have a good weekend. Peace. If not, again, really don't care. This is a walking liability, folks. You can already tell the effects of feminism got their claws in her. Everything's woman-centered. The man's bad, the man's done this, the man's done that. Man throws women to the wolves, but women never do. Wow. Unbelievable. I will say it again, folks. I only met one woman that turned out to be nice on Craigslist. The rest were all bummers. It's finally happened. 41, north of Denver. My teenagers don't want to hang out with anymore. All these years I've spent my life living for them. Oh, S-H-I-T, what now? Looking for a friend to begin with and see what happens. Let's go to a concert, play pool, play poker, go to the flea market, see a movie at a drive-in, etc. Please be around 41 years old, somewhat healthy. I'm 5'8" and 145 pounds. Medium length brown hair and blue eyes. Have a career. Tattoos are welcome, as I have them too. Sense of humor is a must. Sarcasm appreciated. Must like animals. Must. That's important criteria for getting a date with her. Okay. 420 friendly. Another red flag. Be understanding that I work the night shift. No drama. BS. No addicts. Wait a minute. No addicts, but you're 420 friendly. Okay. Can't think of anything else right now. Feel free to ask me anything. I've got nothing to hide. Have a good weekend. Lady, there's nothing to ask. You've put yourself out there. Viewers, I want to say something about American women. They like to think they're so full of mystery and so full of depth. And you read this ad and it's like, I already know the type. There is no depth. Oh my gosh, folks. You know, when I look at stuff like this, no wonder I want to move and leave the country, right? A lot of 20-something-year-olds in here. Hopeless romantic. 26 Aurora. Me, 26 petite figure and attractive. Wow. I think I saw that once on another site of a woman who's been nothing but a constant source of trouble in the past. I like the outdoors and to be active. Hopeless romantic. You, 26, 30 tall, 26 to 32, tall, attractive, active, and likes the outdoors too. Hopeless romantic also. Describe yourself, what you look like, or include pic and what interests you have, so I know you are real. I will tell you more about myself and send a pic once I know you are real. I am real, so that don't ask me if I am. If you do, then I will know you didn't read this, and I won't respond. Okay, I think I'm cute. I got an attitude, and you must be tall. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Down on the 5-yard line. Sheesh. This isn't easy, but I'll try. 53, Superior Arvada. Happiness is for everybody, to share and to show that you care. Searching for a good soulmate is like gambling to win a big jackpot. Can I say something? Those cutesy little, I'm going to educate you phrases, I don't want a woman like that. This is a dating site. I don't need cutesy phrases. About me, I never smoke or drink, never use drug. Do not see tattoo as attractive. I'm looking for someone with a good heart, excuse me, who also believe in God. Excuse me. I went out and mowed the backyard yesterday. By the way, I was shocked. My coworker, in true Filipina fashion, showed up yesterday and did an outstanding job and pleased the man and woman of the house. I did take her to dinner yesterday, and we went walking around a place called Sloan's Lake, where she asked me to take 50 million pictures of herself. I put her up in the tree branch, and I said, you know what? Your business is your business, but a lot of people are talking about you. She informed me that the guy that she's seeing, they've done nothing at all, but that I said, you're in love, aren't you? And she smiled, and I said, I think you're finally getting interested in somebody. And if that's good, that's good. I want to say something to my viewers about the special one that I like. Last night, I struggle because we live in different times, all right. Funny, some of these women on here are saying that, but it all seems to be slanted against the male. Indokita. And by the way, there was a troll out there that took some swipes at her, and I know who you are. I'm stupid, but I'm not dumb. You were promptly banned. Anybody that takes on Indo will be blocked from the channel immediately. I'm not going to put up with people, men calling themselves men, who take sucker punches at a woman who actually is just head and shoulders above every female I know on this side of the Pacific Ocean. Am I being unreasonable? Absolutely not. I've read enough Craigslist ads. These just go on and on and on with 20-something-year-old stuck-up girls that smoke pot, have tattoos, heavy, and they want tall men, educated men that are not living paycheck to paycheck. And I go, but what do you have to offer? And I've been talking to you this whole time with a piece of tissue stuck to my nose. Isn't that fun? She had told her parents she was not communicating with me. And I made that happen too because I saw the friction that was creating and I decided to let her go. A certain amount of time went by and I couldn't do it anymore. I thought, I really care about her and this is just unfair. I wrote her. She had written me back saying, when you left off, I knew why you did it, but then I started feeling like easy come, easy go. I even called a friend in the Philippines and said, I feel cheap. I feel like he just easily left me. And I said, no, I don't want to cause problems in anybody's family. I called her last night. Nobody answered the first time. The second time I got her sister. I was like, oh my gosh, why is her sister answering the phone? Sister's a busybody. And the sister answered the phone quite weird, and I thought, oh man. Told her who I was, and she was very nervous. None of them have seen my YouTube channel, so they know nothing about me on that front. Indokita has said that my involvement in her life has given her hope, given her drive, and given her reason to live. Now I know there's some Christians that say God should be your only reason to live. Yeah, whatever. We know that you, ladies, are going to be spinsters for Jesus all your life, and it's easy to throw your little spiritual band-aids on everything, but that's not reality. By the way, women that say they're looking for the perfect man, and women that are so on this godly fixation, just spend a little time with them and you'll find out that there's a reason they're single, because deep down inside they want to be single and they're enjoying the power of the game of attracting. I think of that church secretary. She was constantly telling me how every man that called the church for the most part was hitting on her and how it bothered her. Incidentally, I didn't hit on her, she hit on me during church one Sunday, and when I took the bait, she did the same thing to me that I figured she's been doing to every man. Nope, you're not godly enough, I don't want you. But then she admitted having lesbian feelings towards women because she's not had sex for so long, and I said, do you think that maybe God would like you to find a quality man and have a healthy outlet for that so that your mind isn't shifting the other way? And this is a problem I have with the American church, is they scream and yell about sexual immorality. And these women got on their high horse about men being pigs and all this, but women dress provocative. Then you got women that are single until they're 40-something years old. Then you got women like you-know-who, Gypsy, saying, I can get any man I want, and I still believe she doesn't have a man, and probably will not, because if any man spends any amount of time with her, he's going to get tired of her attitude, especially when I got all those emails from her. The first thing that showed up, every single one, is how great I am and how little everybody else is. One thing that was really nice is when I finally woke up and changed my emails. And then when the X was causing problems, changed my phone number. It's like, a filter. No more idiots can get in my inbox now. Isn't that fun? I love it. But Indo's whole family was around the table. She was in her bedroom sleeping. She was very tired. Her father cried because she had said she was not communicating to me anymore. She said that I had called because I cared about her and I couldn't just walk away. And her father and mother said I was crazy. Sister. And I thought, wow. She even wrote me, Indokita, and said, "You're all misunderstanding each other." I said, "No, I don't think I'm misunderstanding them." I said, "I never said them or me. But the father, who would be her now evening, but her today, said it is either me or it is Pacific." And they're giving her time to think about it, and if she does not comply, she will be asked to go out and get her own place. Viewers, I'm going to say something. We all know there's different cultures. We all know that some people are protective. Though there are good qualities in her parents, they have dysfunction like everybody else. Sadly, Indo is blaming herself for the way they feel. And I think you're 23. You're not allowed to have feelings for somebody. You're not allowed to continue to go to university and just email. The phone rings and other people in the household are picking up your cell phone. Yikes. I don't want troll comments about this. In fact, I probably should disable the comments because I'm tired of American, wussified, chicken, liver-bellied, cowardly males leaving their nasty comments, trying to hurt me by saying mean, nasty things about her. It's funny, I've read enough emails and enough comments that people, the more time that goes by, you can see a pattern in certain way people write. And the troll that was calling her Sindokita and making comments, lewd comments about what she does with Aussie men, and then making lewd comments about me. That's not a man. That's an idiot. And I am addressing it. Many of you say I wouldn't even give him airtime. I'm giving him airtime to shame. To say that if that's how tiny you are, and I can't help but think, I wonder if it's somebody I knew. Somebody who did capital letters, lowercase letters, capital letters, lowercase letters. I could be wrong, but I find that interesting. It could probably be a Christian. Who knows? Christians aren't very nice today. Indo is a special girl. And this weekend I struggled. I said, going days without hearing from you, I really cannot be involved in a cyber relationship. And I understand your situation, but you as an adult should not have to hide this. She wrote back and said there's rules of the house, and I said I understand that. I said if I was a threat to your safety, that I was some tattooed, pierced freak, drug addict, pervert, ex-con, trying to bring you harm, I could understand parents' concern, but you and me emailing, we used to Skype, they shut that down. I see no harm in it. I can accept them, but to give an ultimatum as a father, and say it's either Pacific or it's me, that makes me go, is that functional or is that dysfunctional? Would you push your daughter, who has no job, out on the streets to where I've already seen that Aussie men would gladly give her a place to rent for free if she performed sexual favors for them? You mean to tell me that that's better than her talking to Pacific? Oh my gosh. Scary. I read these date ads. All of them. My doggie's important, my horoscope's important, my 420's important, my fat body's important, my tats are important. I'm not a girly girl. American women are wrecked. They're just wrecked. And I look at Indokita. I was woken at 12:56 a.m. in the morning. would have been this morning. I jumped up because I thought, what time is it? Did I oversleep? I didn't get the phone fast enough, and I called her back, and she was crying and said, please don't leave me. I need you. I said, where are you? She goes, I'm outside the house. I said, young lady, you go in there and do what you need to do to not get kicked out. You're not in a position to be thrown on the street. Now, I'm not saying they would do that. The implication is there. She said, I know you've got all your faults, but I love you, and I want you, and I know I cannot have you. But I've never had feelings for any other man. I don't want any other man. I really want you. I wish you were here to throw my arms around, and you throw your arms around me. $15 to call Melbourne for 53 minutes, folks. That's why I don't make a lot of calls down there. When I walked partly around the lake last night and I looked at the women in their sports bras and their headphones, jogging and pushing strollers, walking their dogs, none of them are approachable, none of them are friendly, none of them are warm, and they're all obsessed with their bodies, which aren't that hot looking anyway, and their style of clothing and their little silly pants that go halfway up their calf. And I go, gosh. American women say we've got choice over here, and I go, no, we really don't. Blah, dowdy dress, stuck up, arrogant, feminist, entitled women, or fat, feminist, dowdy, stuck up, tattooed, pierced, pot smoking, drinking women. Well, choices? No. I don't have a choice unless I have big money. I'm admitting to my viewers that a long-distance relationship is hard. You can't hug, you can't go out, you can't kiss, you can't be together. Then add on top of that the dynamic of a family meddling, really meddling. And she's in a struggle. I know they care about me, but they're so wrong in the way they view you. I said, you're not going to change that. Her own sister is gaining weight and has no interest in having a boyfriend at all. Sometimes I can't help but think if that's what the parents ultimately want is daughters who have no interests outside of that family so that they can take care of them. I don't know. I'm not mean and cruel. I can't just say, no, I'm not talking to you. Last night I said, in an email, I said, my gosh, I'd better leave off. This just seems to be getting messy down there. But here's what hit me, that me, a person in Colorado, can have effect on a family dynamic so deep and so wide and so far away that it could literally upend her entire future and everything if this isn't played the right way. Then you look at the American women on here, on any dating site, and it is appalling. She even told me, I would do anything I can to find my own place just so I could keep talking to you. Read American women's ads. You must be over 5'11". You can't live paycheck to paycheck. Must love animals. All this stuff, requirements, all of them unnecessary and not needful. The height. Paycheck to paycheck. Is that a Christian woman saying that? The Bible says, give us this day our daily bread. Do you know there's a whole lot of people in this country that just live one day at a time and trust God? That's not good enough for American women. American women have made themselves God. If you want to approach my throne, you'd better be worthy. Lady, I think I'm going to approach the throne of God, not you. because I get something out of God. I don't get anything out of you. I hear your list of requirements, that I must come and bring all my offerings and my penance and grovel before your throne of American women, and I see Indokita wanting me, loving me at great risk to her everything. She's not stupid. She's not misguided, as some wag said. She says, I know that even if I don't go to uni, I can't sponsor you, you can't sponsor me. I know this. She wouldn't even be able to get a passport to this country without great difficulty, or a visa to this country for a visit. It's scary, folks. Let me make that crystal clear. Let me give you a diversion. Hang on. Let's see if I can show you the project update. I'll squeeze this out of my RAM. Fine quality American females. I'm going to do the best I can here, so bear with me. We got concrete, baby. Is that cool, or is that cool? I think it's cool. It felt weird to step on that the other day. And a contractor came in and poured that, and he rebarred it and did all the prep work and did it lickety-split. My viewers are going to have many varying ideas on this. Many would say, boy, you should not put that girl in jeopardy. That's stupid, stupid. I haven't deliberately done that. It's just unfolded as it's unfolded. And I do stand at a crossroads. What does Pacific do? I'm not asking my viewers because I need to make that decision. But we live in an upside-down, sad world. I'm going to be here for as much and as humanly as I can, knowing my own limitations, knowing that she's there and I'm here. You may ask me why I hang out with the Filipina friend that I got very annoyed with last January. Several reasons. Part of me says you still need to be a kind influence in her life, that even though she's doing her own dumb stuff, because the day's going to come down the road when she's going to maybe wake up and go, you know what, he was safe and he cared. People might think, do you have feelings for her? I do and I don't. I certainly don't in the way I have them for Indokita, no. I told Indokita I have to find somebody here, because as much as I love you, we are nothing but a cyber romance. And I started asking myself some questions as I was working yesterday. Cutting out trees, digging out stumps, mowing the yard, repairing fences, doing all kinds of things on the property. Then go get her to bring her to work, draw my truck off for the oil change. What is the difference between having a cyber relationship and role-playing, like role-playing games? Nothing. It's not real. I mean, it's real in that we're sharing hearts back and forth. But I can't say it is not God's intent to have a long-distance relationship, because there are psychological ramifications that come as a result of that are very, very, very difficult. And the Bible says it's not good for man to be alone. And there's a reason it says that. Fortunately, I can be brutally honest with Indo, and she can with me, and that's been an asset. And as much as I think she's perfect for me, I've told her, but I need somebody here. I said to the lady at the house the other day, I said, if only I could find a reasonable woman, a fair, compatible woman, a slender woman who I'm attracted to, who's attracted to me, where we could, no, I'm not looking for marriage, but get to know and have a long-term relationship. And I said, my gosh, that's asking too much in this society. And I see the same thing every time I look. I don't post anymore, but I look on Craigslist and I just go, same old broken record. I want. You must. It's the employee-employer relationship. I'm the employer. You better dress a certain way. You better come to me a certain way, or you're not going to get hired. I thought we were looking for a date, not a job. It is sad. She said over and over, if only you lived here, if only you'd live here, I'd run to you. If any of my viewers know a way a non-college educated person can get to Australia without a huge amount of difficulty just to get a job, let me know. By the way, their economy's in the toilet, so I don't expect people to come running back with me. I don't want to hear you need to go to 4 years of school and blah, blah, blah. There are times I wish you could be a foreign exchange student or an international student, come to university over here, but the cost would be outrageous. And there's no way I'd put her out to work out in this world. No way. Life is not easy. The reason I look at these Craigslist ads is to remind myself that no, I'm not crazy. This world is nuts. Even walking around the lake, I just don't see good women. I don't see happy women. I don't see women who are at peace. I see women who have a pensive face, plugged into their music, tuned out everybody, loving their doggy. We've even got designer moms pushing designer strollers, running. And I just look at them and go, I don't know what you're on, babe. Women that are caught up thinking that they're God's gift to men, obsessing over their bodies. But this never, ever, ever changes. No sweetness, no passion, no warmth. And there's Indokita standing across the sea, who is everything a woman should be and is. And I think, God, there's got to be a way. And yet I have to remind myself, not my will, but thine be done. I truly believe that as a woman is concerned, and I've talked to many online over the course of years, and even all the ones I was with in Hong Kong, she asked me constantly, do you think I'm immature? I said, no, I don't. I had a wife for 14 years that when I would go to, I'm sorry I can't say make love, because there never was make love, it was have sex. She would talk baby talk. She would go, I'm like, you know what? I gotta tell you something. I believe in people being themselves, but that is a turnoff. Please don't. When I saw that woman get more excited about day after Thanksgiving Target Sears, Kmart, and shopping mall specials than she ever did in intimacy. I never cuddled with her. We didn't walk and hold hands. There was none of that. And I love to cuddle and hold hands and kiss and smell hair. I never did any of that with her. We were sitting in the restaurant last night, and a blonde woman with a sleeveless shirt came on who was good looking and knew it. And my friend says, "Wow, she's sexy." And I said, "But I'll bet you $1,000,000 she's stuck up and conceited." And the minute she walked in the restaurant, I saw her face, and I thought, yep. I really mean what I say when I say there's something wrong with white gals. But more importantly, there's something wrong with most American females today. There truly is. Not all, but most. You read these date ads, and I can't even imagine Indokita putting up a dating profile. I'm appalled at the thought, and I pray to God she never, ever, ever, ever does that. She would not be able to put up a profile because the depth that is within her could not be communicated. But I look at American women and it's like, yep, I've already got you placed in a box. You're so simple, you're so predictable that everything can be just placed in here and we can shelve you in the irrelevant category. It's all the same homogenized stuff. Fat, tattoos, slender, stuck up, love dogs, love 420, want a guy who's tall, want a guy who's, it's all the same thing, there's no mystery, no mystique. One of the common phrases I hear women say is, "You don't know me." Oh, but I do, honey. When I look at a cardboard box, I've handled enough cardboard in my life, and it's cardboard, it's boring, there's nothing to it. There's no mystery, there is no mystery, there's nothing to know. You're cardboard. You're in a box. You're in a box and you think you're free and you think you're enlightened. And I go, no. You're not enlightened. You're not multifaceted like a diamond. You're more like fruitcake. It's given all the time on the holidays and most people don't want to eat it and it ends up becoming a doorstop. I know I say hard things about our culture. Part of that has come out of my own suffering of rejection by these women. Long before I ever got divorced or married. Long before I had a YouTube channel. Long before I did anything that somebody could throw at me. I get to go to church today. And I get to sit in a room filled with a bunch of women that are self-righteous, boring, and dowdy dressed, and I go, woohoo, fun. And I don't look at them. I've stopped. Indokita, you are a special woman. And I'm so sorry for what you're going through. We've already talked, but I'm just saying this for the benefit of my hearers. And if there was any way that I could capture you in my arms and not let go of you, I would do it. But I'm not God. You stay your course. And you do, under God, what you need to do to survive. Don't do desperate, drastic things. But as much as I don't like certain things that are going on, you're safer at home than you are out there among the wolves in Melbourne. You set a course in motion to go to university and you must finish the task. As I said in my emails to you, until God himself comes down and intervenes. You don't do a thing. You stay where you are. That's why I'm in Colorado and why I drive a bus. Felt good to do work on the property yesterday, and I got a lot done. It feels good when people appreciate that. It feels good to get out of that work environment on the weekends and feel myself calm down and feel the love of God and feel the love from here from people that appreciate me and that I appreciate. A lot of American women are going to be in for a rude awakening when they stand before God one day. They will be held accountable for their thoughts, their put-downs of all of us males, their attitudes, their ugly hearts, and most Christian women don't get that. For all the supposed Bible reading and church services they go to, they just don't get that. Something is lost in the translation. A 23-year-old woman across the ocean has blown the doors off every woman that I've seen out there as far as having a handle on humility. I'm amazed at the way she views herself. It's not high at all. And I said, "Hun, you're miles ahead of what I see around here every day. I could hold you up against every single Colorado female and say all of them are fails. There's a fingerprint out here that is atrocious." Indokita, you've given me confidence to look at my critics. And my friend in Yugoslavia has also given me confidence to look at my critics and just shake my head and go, "You're off." I like it that I have friends that wrote me emails surmising Gypsy when I forwarded some of her stupid stuff to them, and they looked at that and go, "You've got to be kidding me." This is another reason I don't like your culture over there. Reading this is proof of everything you say about the girls in your country, and she calls herself a Christian. Unbelievable. I cannot believe how blind the women are over here. I cannot believe how embarrassed and ashamed women are not when they post the kind of crap that they do on dating sites. I want, you must. And I want to ask one resounding question with a megaphone from the highest Colorado peak and say, who do you think you are? And what have you offered in any of your profiles to me or to any other man? Should we meet your ridiculous, unattainable, ungodly, humanistic, self-serving, narcissistic bar? The difference between men and women are obvious. We're living in an upside-down world, as my Slovenian friend says, who, by the way, is prettier than most of these women out here in Colorado. Natural beauty, pretty, doesn't send pictures with her shirt off and her breasts showing, and half shirts. Wow. Indokita is humble. Indokita to me is beautiful. She doesn't show her cleavage, and she even tells me I don't have any. I'm flat-chested like a guy. She's very self-conscious about it, and I said I would love every part of you, and I already do. Don't worry about that. It's funny how people view themselves. It's funny how a woman who truly is beautiful the Bible says in regards to women. Let not your outward adornment be that of braided hair and jewels and all that, but let it be the inner beauty of the heart. May I please have an amen, menfolk, that we're not seeing the inner beauty of the heart with American Christian women. Do I have an agreement there? If you do, please write in the comments. Oh, yeah. Indo has the inner beauty of the heart. The one in Yugoslavia has the inner beauty of the heart. At 20 years old, she wrote me last night saying, I am amazed that America keeps voting for these liberals and thinking liberal, that even in Europe here in parliaments they are going conservative because they realize liberalism is destructive. America has its head up its butt. American women have their heads up their butt and they're too busy smelling their own fumes and getting high off of them that they have no clue of reality. They have no clue of big picture. They have no clue of future tense. When people are selfish and narcissistic, that is unproductive to society. I am tired of reading ads that I'm educated, as if. Do you know who Josephus is? Do you know anything about art and music? And do you know anything about true history? Probably not. Indokita doesn't think she's educated. She thinks sometimes I'm naive, sometimes I'm not very smart, sometimes I made foolish decisions. I said, what were your foolish decisions? You didn't do you didn't do any of the stupid stuff I've done. She goes to college and she would never put a profile saying, I want an educated man. The sad thing in America is many women believe that if you don't have a paper degree, that you're not educated. People can watch my channel. There was a guy that watched my channel a couple of years ago from Harvard and said, or was it Yale? He said, I cannot believe how intelligent and articulate you are. Oh yes, I clear my throat and I let everything, me just be me. I look at so many videos on YouTube where people are talking and they won't even reach up and scratch. You know, everything's perfect and polished and I'm not. And that's why people watch my channel. I could do a dark screen like some, or I could put fancy pictures to it. I could even make this video and overlay it with photos. Indo said to me on the phone last night, the reason I love you is you're real. She said, you just don't see that even over here, and I sure don't see it in your society. I want to give a special shout out to Pyramid. Pyramid, I read your comments, and I praise God you have a job, and I care for you, and I actually pray for you, because for the brief time when you were on the phone and we had talking, I got to know you. It's not you. It's them. I want you to live in the freedom that comes in knowing that Jesus loves you and he knows your heart, and that the women that we're talking about, you're too good for them. And I'm not doing that to give you an ego. You've been put down, you've been made fun of, and you've been teased. But I got to know you, and I think you're an A-OK gentleman. I don't see you as a redneck jerk. I don't see you as some abusive man. I don't see you but a man who's wanted to give his heart. And I've seen your drawbridge go up and up and up because of female society and a Christian society that is becoming hostile by the minute. I'm going to tell you, brother, in the Lord, God's favor is continually towards you because you're his child. I'm going to tell you that I've met somebody that I cannot have at the moment that has shown me that American women are jacked up. This isn't just some chauvinistic, misogynistic male here. I'm not. That's the only way most American women can deal with this channel. Label it, write it off. Don't listen to the truth. Don't listen to the criticism. Just label it and write it off. American women have been conditioned that when they hear something they don't agree with, call somebody a bad name, because that deflects everything I say. And the shield that American women use is put-downs. Not, here's why I disagree with you. Point by point by point. It's an attack on my looks. It's an attack on my failures. It's an attack on me. But not the argument that I've given. I'm getting bolder. I'm getting more confident. I have friends on YouTube. And people might say, yeah, but you don't have them in Colorado. No, I don't. I don't want these kind of people. I think somebody asked me the other day, what if that woman that got on the dating site that was interested in you wanted to go out with you? Would you still? I said, she's turned out to be a real nitwit, but yeah, I'd meet up with her. But she's never going to be in Dokita. No way. I am conciliatory. I am and try to give people a second chance. I can get mad and I can be human and get annoyed and I can shut people out, yes, but I can also say, if I see you're trying to be reasonable. But more and more, my view is starting to get more well-adjusted, and I'm starting to go, but who wants to be with that? Why? A woman like that isn't going to change. I don't see women in this country changing for the better. I see them spiraling down. And while they're going down in flames, all they can do is hurl abuse and insults at us. I made a comment last night. I want to get off the great American Titanic because it is sinking. And I may go down with it. I may have no choice. Should I grab an instrument and play music to entertain everybody? No. I appreciate my viewers. Life is hard and life is unfair. Evil is on the throne. American women are not nice. They don't have conviction. People don't have conviction about cutting people off in traffic. People don't know how to say, you know, I'm sorry, I was wrong. People just in this country crap on each other. So how do I be positive in this? We have to tell ourselves the Bible said that perilous times will come. They're here. Women are not any more godly than American males. Let me make that crystal clear. I'm going to say it one more time. I can't even count on 5 fingers women I know that read Bible commentaries. Ever. They buy cutesy little teal-covered Bible cover books and highlighters and this and that, and they underline and they write 9,000 notes, but nothing changes. They have no conviction. You know, I said something that was wrong to you because I was mad at you, and I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Women don't seem to realize. All they think about is, you hurt me, you offended me. Well, I did because you are being offensive. Women don't realize that if they actually stop and go, I said something mean, I'm sorry. I can't speak for all men, but I'd say, you know what, thank you, that was big of you. And I'm sorry if I hurt you, but I don't agree with your attitude. problem with most American women is they're not open to a man at any point saying, you actually are wrong in some areas. That's not allowed in this country, even in church. Where did that all come from? You can thank the feminist movement for that. You can thank the materialistic industry for that. The materialistic industry that shows people driving their cars and splashing people to advertise a sale of a new car. Sick. There are some good Christian women out there. Deisha Coleman's got some good videos. And I just watched one of yours this morning, sister. I like the way you present stuff. You're upbeat, you're good at communicating, and you've got good things to say. It's just a shame I can't meet people like you in my area. It's just a shame that there aren't people like that in proliferation. To use an analogy, I feel like I'm in the Arizona desert surrounded by cactus. Cacti, plural. And everywhere I step, it's like, ooh, poke, poke, poke. And way over there in the distance, way in the distance, I see this one flower. And it's beautiful. And it's turned towards me, and it's moving. And it's beckoning me. I like how easily American women say, well, you're a retard, you're a loser, you can't get a date, there's something wrong with you. That's the easy answer for you, but that's not the truth. Indokita gave me a name, and I like it. And I had made new Yahoo and Hotmail emails because of that. Thought it's time to get rid of the old emails anyway, and I'm glad I did it. I've had those emails for years, and it was nice to say, you know what? It's time to filter. And I'm glad I did. My problem is when I was getting crappy emails from certain others, I'm dumb enough to read them. And it finally dawned on me, not only do you not read them, but if you just change your email address and delete account, you won't get them anymore, because they won't know you in your new email. And I like that. For those of you that I missed, my email at Hotmail, that has been changed. And I'm trying to get to the people that need to know the new address. The Pacific Dreamer at Hotmail or at Yahoo, that's gone. I liked the name she gave me. It was actually Japanese, and I thought I liked that. It's funny, the lady the other day, I told her about that, and she goes, why do you like that name? I said, because it's Asian. She goes, but you're American. And I said, I know that. But is it not okay to like something else? And I have been talking to her more and more. I said, you know, you're going to think I'm nuts, but there is a problem out there. She sees it. She actually sees it. For those of you considering long-distance relationships, there are very, very trying times with that. You will find yourself struggling deeply within, and it can cause more depression and more pain knowing you have met somebody wonderful and you can't have access to her. For whatever reason, you can't get her to the U.S., you can't be to where she is. It's not easy. And I have told her, as much as I love you, you've got 6 years of university. In 6 years, I'll be 54. I cannot wait for a hope so that will probably never happen. If I find somebody reasonable to date and get to know here, I'm going to. And it's not because I think you're not worth pursuing. It's not because I don't love you. It's because the reality of the situation, and I've asked myself numerous questions, is it right for me to pine for somebody that I can't have so far away? And in a way, it is wrong. And I ask myself, why did God allow me to see somebody so special? As if to torment. I don't know. That's the nature of a line. She made a choice to get online, I made a choice to get online. And there are players across the ocean too. In America, in the Philippines, all over. What I have found in her is rare. The depth and wisdom and knowledge, the maturity for her age. When American men take cheap shots at somebody by saying whorish and nasty things about a girl he likes, are you that stupid that that doesn't mark you out as a complete immature fool? You got something against me, you tell me. But don't make your stupid comments about a girl I like. She has nothing to do with it. If you don't like my channel and you don't like my views, then have the guts to tell me. If you can't, then keep your mouth shut and go away. You're right. I do block trolls. It's gotten much easier. Filtering one's life is necessary for survival in America. I finally got that. When I let somebody in my inner emails, it means that there's something in them that I like. I don't just let anybody in there. I do not. I don't just give out my number to anybody, but when somebody does become a problem, and somebody comes up with a name for me that I like, I go, you know what? Don't fight this battle. Change your email. I tell people all the time, even a friend of mine who's enjoying Myrtle Beach, by the way, on a much needed vacation with her family. I said, that ex-boyfriend that's cussing at you, 1 minute saying he wants to be married to you while still living with his mistress, and harassing you and putting you down and blaming all his woes on you, change your number, change your email, just shut down the lines of communication. And he can go on and on and on and thinking that he sent you something and you're not getting it, and let him think he's venting, and it'll fall on deaf ears. That's messed up. People, instead of looking at what Christ would have all of us to do, people just gotta be mean. I use things that I've been through as examples and I hold them up. I don't believe I'm sinning by doing that. I use my daily life on here. I don't believe I'm sinning by doing that. I'm careful to not reveal names, addresses, phone numbers, credit card, and information that could track these people down and connect them to some rogue, crazed person. But Pacific has a right to talk about his life. That's what attracts you here. Not because my life's worth holding up like some rock star, basketball player, or diva. It's because it's connecting with people that go, man, I thought I was weird. And I'm realizing I'm normal too. Because this guy's saying the same things I thought only I was guilty of, or whatever. Pacific. He's working through his life. Pacific faces his fears and his insecurities every day. It was a big leap of faith in the last year for me to finally face the fact that for so many years I managed students out of my insecurity. And when I finally articulated that out in my head, I said, that's wrong. Most Americans are reacting on their insecurities. I wrestle with that every day. You may ask me, well, all these women that are arrogant think they're cute and attractive, they don't seem to be insecure. I said, they don't seem to be, but they are. That they have to brag and boast, and in that bragging and boasting, they're implying that you're not worthy of me. You better believe that's insecurity. It doesn't seem like it. The arrogant guy in the Mercedes blasting through speed limits and doing whatever he wants. The reason he's driving like that is because he's insecure. He's making a statement. I don't have to follow the laws. Really, why? What do you have to prove? Do you really think other people in Cherry Creek are looking at you going, wow, I want to be like that? Dude, nobody's looking at you saying, I want to be like that. Nobody. Americans are too myopic. They're too busy thinking that everybody's looking at them going, I want to be like her. Oh, I wish I could get a date with her. I find that when I drive out there, everybody's really trying to draw attention to themselves, and I've noticed that most people really don't care. Now, there are times when people get attention because you can't help but notice it. And I see that too. And sometimes it's really embarrassing when I come up and I go, wow, that guy's in his car and he's got his hands waving out the sunroof and all this stuff going on and clearly drawing attention to himself that he's rocking out in his car. And I think that's embarrassing. We weren't trying to get attention, but as I was driving my truck, my friend and I, a song came on the radio and she suddenly started dancing in the seat and I started swaying and people in traffic are pulling up and looking and I would just she did say to me, I notice when I try to sing or dance in the break room everybody stares and they're like they're hostile. And I said, because Americans don't know how to sing or dance. That's why. That was one thing the Philippines taught me, is to sing and dance again. I learned to dance in Hong Kong. We in America need to lighten up, and we need to really get a grip on ourselves and start realizing, hey, we're not all that in a bag of chips. I'm not, and neither are you. No one is above anybody in my honest estimation. I'm not above anybody. If Americans would wake up that this liberalism is destroying us, that everybody being a narcissist and thinking they're all that everybody else is thinking like that, and it's destructive. If women and men would both calm down and try to reach across the aisle and grab that woman's hand and say, look, I don't know what you've been through, but stop attacking me. I would like to help you. I'd like to reach out and make a difference in your life for the better. But when everybody's acting like this, everybody's drawbridges goes up, all the porcupine quills come out, and if everybody's walking around like this, we got a bunch of porcupines doing the dance. then our whole American society's become like that. I just don't find women conciliatory anymore in this society. He put me down, I'll never forgive him for it. Yep, that's the spirit of Jesus. They nailed him to a cross. Have you been nailed to a cross and died for my sins? And said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do? Of course you haven't. So I'm sorry, Your Highness, that I offended you, but you're not all that. Get over yourself. Come down off your little throne and put Jesus back up there and get back down here with the rest of us, and maybe reach across the aisle and say, I see you've been through a lot, and I've said some things that weren't very nice. I'm sorry. Women would be amazed at what that does to a man. As much as I love Indo, I'm a reasonable man. If I found a reasonably nice lady who was attracted to me and I was attracted to, she may never be Indo, but I would give her a chance. Because she's here. And I use Indokita as an example because I truly believe I will never find a woman like that. Ever. And I don't want to compare her to anybody if I dated somebody here, because it's not right. I wish I could have her. That would solve everything in a seeking girlfriend front. Do I believe everything would be a bed of roses if we were married? Of course not. I've got faults, and I know she does. But there's so many major foundations and structure in place that are all good, that I really believe we could certainly work through the trivial things. She's brutally honest about herself. Things I will not repeat in this video. I said all those things you think are faults, I love. What American women are doing to us men, and they're getting mad about it, and not seeing that they're the cause of this. You can't accept me because I'm a little bit chunky, then move on. Well, one of the reasons we can't accept you is because getting fat is just lazy. That's undisciplined, and it's disgusting, and there's no sex appeal to that for a lot of us. But you might be more desirable if you had the initiative to actually be nice and stop plastering yourself with tattoos and gaining more and more weight. That if you actually had a sweetness inside of here, maybe some of us could look past some of that other stuff. There's a concept. I know women even in this country that say, I don't even have boobs. And they go like this. And I said, so what? Some of us guys like that. Some of us guys find it hotter to have a woman with small or no chest than one who has one. We're all wired different strokes for different folks, and I'm tired of a standard of American women being thrown in our face on Cosmopolitan, Elle, People magazine, and Hollywood, and I'm going, that is not the standard. Did you see the National Enquirer with all the stolen shots of the cottage cheese down the back of Crawford's legs or whoever? Yeah, that's pretty, ain't it? Or their arm up in their wrinkled up armpit with hair in it. White women don't age well. They just don't. Most of them. I'll take a woman with a flat chest that's sexy to me in her own right because she's just so beautiful on every front over any perfect, tan, toned, long black-haired beauty white woman in America who's stuck up. I am tired of American women telling us that it's our fault that we can't get a date, implying that it must be something wrong with us. I know for a fact that if I were to go back 50 years ago and be who I am right now, that there are women, white women, that would have fallen head over heels for me. I know that. When I was in school with even thicker glasses, tiger striped, horn rim, hair all down in a bowl, girls in high school liked me. So, did I look like a dork and a geek? Were they dorks and geeks that came after me? Some not. So what happened? Did I really become this monster that women don't want? I thought, no, I work hard, I'm nice, I don't do drugs, I don't do 420, and I don't support anybody who does. Nice guys are becoming a minority. My friend from Slovenia writes and says that she sees clearly that the white male is targeted for racism at all levels. In America, she sees it. She gets a lot of news articles and media and watches things about our country, and she said, man, I cannot believe what is happening over there. She said, don't let these fools put you down and rob you of what's in you. You're a good man, Pacific. Thank you for that, lady. Thank you. I've gotten to know you, and you're a sterling woman yourself. It's just a crying shame that you and Indokita and people like that aren't over here. For the most part. It's just sickening. The land of the free, the home of the brave, is stamping out problematic females like a factory. If you don't believe me, look on Craigslist, turn on the news, watch Hollywood, and just go for a drive out there and go sit around where a bunch of women are and listen to them talk. The minute they open their mouth, it removes all doubt that what I'm saying is true. I rest my case. Does that mean Pacific thinks she doesn't have problems? Sheesh, I got a basket of problems. I'm insecure. I've made mistakes. Do I blame them on things? I blame them on some things to some degree. I didn't get the tools. But I also admit that I made decisions to chase certain women and they didn't work out, and I even ignored the red flags, so I'm to blame for that. But one thing I will not tolerate from American women is them to tell me I don't have a second chance or a third chance. God doesn't work that way. And I'm going to tell you something again, viewers. Any woman that says I can get any man I want and is still boyfriendless, you need to look through all that and go, bull squat. They would counter with, well, I haven't chosen anybody because they're not worthy of me. Lady, you're not worthy of any of us guys. Get that through your head. You haven't been leveled and forced down upon your knees at the foot of the cross. For you to think as highly of yourself as you ought, that's insecurity, and it is rude, and it is not Christian. That kind of stuff blows me away. I'm tired of a church secretary saying, all these guys come on to me, all these guys. I'm tired of even the relatives that came over here. I had 32 marriage proposals when I went across the country, and I wanted to say, why? Why are these guys proposing to you? You're boring, you're blah, there's nothing there. They really must be desperate. Read the ads. I'm attractive. I'm sexy. I'm cute. Whenever I put a post, I never said that I'd say the truth. I'm slender, in shape, all small build male, all muscle. I didn't say I'm hot. I didn't say I'm sexy. I didn't say I'm handsome. Women sure like to blow their horns, don't they? Pacific is wising up. Indokita, it shouldn't be this way. I'm sorry for what you're going through. Pacific is trying to be sensitive to that. And you even told me we'll have to go underground with this again. That's fine. I just don't want this to get you in trouble at home. And it shouldn't be. You're 23. You're not a 13-year-old girl. But I'm going to tell you something. Thank you for showing me my worth. Thank you for your utmost respect for me and valuing me and making me feel like a man and giving me hope. Thank you for your love and your acceptance of me, even in spite of my sins and faults. Thank you that we've been able to write emails talking about our dark sides and been able to be so transparent, real, and honest. And your emails are deeper, deeper, deeper than anything I've ever gotten from gals. Thank you for that soft-spoken, sweet voice of yours. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing me that there are good women out there. Thank you that you even, before you met me, look in on our culture and are appalled. And yet, even though I'm an American with some American problems in me, thank you for loving and accepting me. Thank you that I've been able to be realistic. Thank you for seeing the reality and the dynamics of all this. I prayed that you would be safe, that God would be merciful to you, and I prayed for your parents that they'd come to their senses. There are so many worse things in the world that one could be doing other than writing somebody who's 48 years old, who's got all his videos out there for all the world to see. I've never encouraged her to quit the uni and run after me. I've never encouraged her to rebel. I've always told her to respect your parents. You do live in their house. But I can't change people's hearts. I will never convince, and it's not my job to convince her parents or anything. Because I believe that if God is in something, and He wants something to move forward, He can overcome all the barriers, the Red Seas, and the obstacles. And sometimes God allows barriers like this to say no. Sometimes God allows these things to say, this is not my plan for her or for you. In America, as a Christian, I was taught that we should open doors and see what's on the other side. Until I got older and somebody said, you better not force a door open. There may be a lion on the other side waiting to devour you. That's why we use the term, let God open doors. When things get worse and worse in your living situation and your job, God's preparing you to not look back. Then a door opens and He says, now go. Not before. People say, you need to get out of Colorado, Pacific. My friend in Vermont said, the women are horrible out there. My friend in Yugoslavia is watching videos on women out here in Colorado and seeing that. I need to be here. I'm drawing attention to a problem, and I will keep drawing attention to it. And I realize that Coloradans aren't tuning into my channel, and they're not going to listen. Coloradans are very myopic, very independent, and very self-centered, and entertainment is their god, and selfish pursuit is their god, including Christian women. Look at me, notice me. God can do anything, viewers. He could bring me together with Indo, or He could bring me together with somebody else. I'm actually allowing the way of peace to govern this and say, God, you know my heart, but you're God. I'm not. Therefore, you rule and you govern and you be Lord. She simply said, I want God to show me whether I should not have anything to do with you, not my mother. That's pretty wise. especially when you're 23. If you're a teenager, sometimes your parents do know best, but when you're 23 and you're a woman, feeling womanly desires and wanting to be in love with somebody and have a family with somebody, sometimes you have to step back and let God tell somebody what's what. I recognize that different cultures and different families do different things. But the bottom line is, we need to make decisions not because somebody tells us what to do, but because God has impressed upon us through conviction of the Holy Spirit and His Word that this is not right. He can and He will. I told her, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. She said, what should I do? What are my gifts? I said, you need to get down on your face and say, I've made a decision to go to university. If you're not in this, then close the door and open something else and give me your peace. I said, you don't change a thing until He intervenes. You don't go out and get an apartment. You don't go out and get a job until He makes that crystal clear that that's His will for you. No, Pacific isn't manipulating anything his way. Pacific is saying, the best answer I can give you, and I told my friend in New England, what should I do? I said, you need to get down on your hands and knees and say, Lord, there's strife in this house. Show me what to do. Give me your wisdom, because I don't know. It is not for us to have striving and manipulating. Too many American Christians are worried about their retirement and manipulating everything to protect themselves. That is not supposed to be the hallmark of the Christian. Wise, yes, like the ant, work in the summer. Pacific does all that, but I'm not worried about retirement. Retirement is an American thing that came with affluence. But you go back into the Jewish society, they were living day by day. Everything depended on crops, which could be hit with pestilence and drought and hail. We don't like to admit this in America, but God is forcing us to trust Him. And if we keep depending on things and we ignore Him, one day He's going to take that rug and go, He's going to see what you're made of to show you. I love Indokita. She's a beautiful, sweet woman. But the Lord, who's the Lord of me and the Lord of her, He's the one that makes the decisions, not me. I'm in a situation where it's not like chasing Beth in Hong Kong, where I did what I wanted and that all blew up in my face. This is a situation where if this is in the will of God, He's going to part the Red Sea in His way, His time, not me doing it. Meanwhile, I have a bus to drive and a church to go to and an elder couple to serve here and people that I'm supposed to try to be a light to in this wretched place called Colorado. That's it. And I do get excited about my job. I like rolling around in the bus. I like it when it's so busy and they said, I need you to cover this route and I need you to do this, and I'm going. That's good for me. I'm high energy. Sitting on my butt in a break room listening to a bunch of ghetto trash is not for me. That is not productive, and I keep saying, God, just give me work so I can get out of here. And He's been doing that more and more. Pacific has to go eat his breakfast and cowboy up for church. Let me say something about Colorado, though. Colorado has some of the most beautiful real estate I've ever laid eyes on. Colorado Rockies are awesome. It's not the place, it's the people. And the problem is the people are being infected and brainwashed and poisoned, and media is their pulpit. Or media is their church service. Materialism is their temple. And their self is their deity. That's why we have all these problems. Like I said last week, when we change the rules, everything comes apart. When women are busy fighting against men and denying the role that God gave them, to get married, to have children possibly, and to love their husband, when they deny all that, This is what we get. This is what we get on dating sites. When we walk away from God's ways, we get garbage. And we get pain. And we have a ping pong effect, a pendulum effect, a backlash that causes more strife, more stress, more problems, a pitting of the sexes against the sexes. I'm guilty of it. When I get so much rejection and people being mean and rude and condescending towards me, then I start saying stuff back. Women don't seem to understand that. Women can be rude and mean and put down each us men, and then when we react, they go, I don't know what his problem is. Well, honey, you better start paying attention to what you're saying and doing. Because for every bad man that's out there, there's a bad woman too. Nobody's got the corner on that anymore. Gone are the days where it's bad men, bad men, bad men. That's why my channel exists. We're not hearing enough about the destructive effects of feminism. We're not hearing enough about the fact that even Christian women can't say, you know, I'm sorry, I disrespected you as a man. I shouldn't have done that to you. I got mad at the things you said, and I'm sorry. Whoa. I'm sorry I angered you then. You think we could sit down and have lunch? Do you think we could actually be conciliatory? And stop trying to prove? No, they can't do that. They're not showing evidence that they've come into contact with the Master, the Savior. They just aren't. Who of us is going to stand up and say, stop it? I've left a lot of other people's names out of this. I'm not implying that you're second rate. There's a lot of you viewers out there that I respect and like. I've shouted out to you guys before. I'm thankful that I have people in here that though I haven't seen and met them. Some of you I talked to on the phone or email or been on your radio broadcast. And that helps ground me too. I never thought the channel would be this interesting to people. I never thought my channel would attract black women, white women, one or two Hispanic women, Latin American women, Asian women, men, educated and not, hardworking and rich. I never thought it would happen. And you guys keep me going. If the views fell down to 0, I'd quit. Simple as that. But people are paying attention. This is Pacific. Have a blessed Sunday. I'm signing off. Bye-bye.